What's up, dog? It's your old pal Van Dweller back with more Classic Tetris Monthly Mega Masters for April 2025. What we've got for you tonight is a top 32, top 16 bracket that will determine another top 8 finalist. We had a very eventful previous 24 hours. It's been pretty bonkers, some of the things that have happened in this tournament so far, especially here in the top 32. Your former Mega Masters champion and reigning CTM Masters champion Alex T is out. Akatu is in. Your number 6 seed, Allenbot, a top 25 ranked player, is out. Deck is in. Dangler versus Coldbiter. Cold Bucket was a nail biter. That's how words work. Cold biter. Don't do that. Cold Bucket is out. Dangler is into the top 8. So I don't know. Maybe there's going to be more going on. Who knows? I don't know what to expect anymore. What's up, Michael? How's it going? So what we've got for you tonight is the top 32 and top 16 matches between Cobra and Bisby, and then Huff and Chef O or O, and then the winners of those two will face off to determine who goes to the top 8, which I have still not figured out how to make all that colorful, but we will figure it out. Or maybe we won't. I don't know. Maybe everyone will just be gray and sad. But that's fine. It's okay. The name is there. That's what matters. Look at these people. They're made it to or through the top 16. They're there. One of them is out already. Okay. Well, you know, it's just, you just don't know what's going to happen. 2025, a totally crazy year for Tetris. But that is what's happening tonight. Is not this, but this, the Violet and Tawny bracket. We're going to do Cobra and Bisby first, and then Huffaluffagus versus O. Just to give you a sense of what is coming up. The next one, the third one down, is the next broadcast, I believe. It's going to be Pink versus Purple Part 2. We already did Part 1. That was Deck versus Allenbot. Tomorrow, the Purple Top 32 Tetris Time versus Sidnev. That is at 1 p.m. Central, 18 UTC. Tomorrow, also 6 p.m. Central, 2300 UTC. The Orange and Maroon Top 32. That'll be Dog versus Wallbant, Hydrant versus Miles. And then the winners face off to determine another top 8. And then on Saturday, we've got a couple more top 32s, and more of our top 8 will be determined. So it's all coming down to a very quick. It's, you know, it's April 19th is Saturday. We will already determined like half of our top 8. That's pretty good for a 64 player tournament. Like, we are making progress, and thanks so much to our schedulers and our players for helping to make that happen. And more matches are in the works, being processed, in the process of being scheduled, and that is it. All right, let's take a look at our rules so you know what we're even playing. What we are playing is a 64 player single elimination flat bracket plus a third place match tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play an emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified, and they can use any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used. Whether mechanical or electronical, biological turbo only. Players should not receive any in-game real-time advice. They should not pause unless I, the commentator, tell them to do it. Level 18 starts all the way through. Level 39, super kill screen. Players, make sure that's turned on. We will be using the same piece sets re-rolled in between each game of the match. Points over the traditional max out of 99999 do count. Best of 5 throughout, except for the very end where it's best of 7. And the winner gets absolutely something. That is a share in a prize pool, which stands currently at that amount of money. What do you think of that? Whoops. Whoa, here we go. $12,865.55. I want to thank everybody who has contributed so far. We've had some real big contributions too, from like Scott Gray and Jay in the Window and Troy Dan and Pseudo Canard and Agathis and Scamando and Summer Bees have totaled up to quite a bit. So thank you to everybody else, to them and to everybody else who has contributed so far. It is very generous. Now, right now we're paying our top 16 because we have beaten the 2022 Mega Masters prize pool. If we beat the 2023 Mega Masters prize pool, we will pay the top 32. That is the top half of the tournament. That means everybody you're watching from here on in would get into the prize pool. So that would be an amazing goal. I would be over the moon if we did that. It does take your help. And if you want to make that happen, if you want to make this and have this tournament continue to be the largest online Tetris Championship with the biggest prize pool, it is even the biggest fan-funded prize pool in all of Tetris, live or in person in 2024. That would be amazing. If you want to do that, use the Maturino command on Twitch and YouTube, !MATCHERINO. Type that into the chat. It'll bring up the links. The first link is the one for Mega Masters. Click on that. It will open up the landing page for this tournament with our partner, Maturino. And you will see it says Monthly Tetris. It's all on the up and up, all legit. Top right-hand corner, that's where you log in. You can do it with your existing Twitch or YouTube account. And then once you're in, you'll see a mustard colored button on the right near the top that says contribute. Click on that, go from there. Again, you've all been very generous so far. And if you know that you're someone who has yet to contribute to the prize pool, but it's like, maybe I will. This is the month to do it. Let's get to further along our path of incentives. They're crazy dollar amounts. I get it. But we've done it before. We've gotten bigger every year. I don't know if we'll get bigger this year. We don't need to, but getting a couple, one or maybe two more of these incentives would be amazing. So thanks again to everybody. If you want to support the channel, you can do it at patreon.com/monthly Tetris. That'll allow you to pledge words. What is up with words lately? Anyway, that'll allow you to pledge an ongoing amount of support to the channel that ensures that we keep continuing to bring you this very entertaining, high-level Tetris content and tournaments. 2 big tournaments every single month. It's only possible because we're able to stream, 24/7. Players have crazy conflicting schedules. I am able to, accommodate those schedules 24/7. High-level competition done in a fun way with your old pal. So if you want that to happen, go to patreon.com/monthly Tetris. That's one big way. Sticker, double sticker, and community level members. Thank you. Scott Gray, Jay in the Window, K9, Tackner is Corporal, Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Cat Kit, and McMonkey. Thank you for your support as well. Another way to contribute is over on YouTube. You got super chats and stickers and channel memberships, and you can gift a channel membership. That's a thing. Over on Twitch, you've got bits, you've got subscriptions. You can gift a subscription. You can give multiple subscriptions. You can go, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you've got a Twitch Prime sub just waiting, begging to be used. Use it or lose it. Use it on us sometimes. That would be good. But anyway, thank you to everybody who has supported us in whatever way you are able to. You can use the !support command to bring up other ways to support us as well. One of those ways is to go to our merch store, ctm.wtf. That'll bring up our store. You can go there. You can buy merch with, our graphic slop all over it. You can support the channel. You can also gift merchandise to the Twitch chat. That has been super fun. You could, when it knows when we're online, it puts a purple Twitch button there that says gift this to Twitch. And you can do that. It'll trigger an automated giveaway. Once you've done it, you are hands off. You just watch the fun. Okay, thank you, everybody. I'm going to flop on over to our Masters play scene and just see what we got. And it's not really that bad. It's not bad. We'll shore this up. Watch the players' last few warm-ups. I got Cobbers over here. I got to stretch and unstretch Cobras. I got to figure out the dimensions of a regular human person. Okay, because by default, he gives me squish cam. That's fine. I'm in favor of it. And Bisby apparently has moved positions a little bit since last time. It's allowed. You're allowed to. It's fine. You can move. Oh, whoops. All right, somebody did something on the stream, and I will look at it in a moment once I'm done with these cams. Okay. Looks pretty good. Not bad. What is this stream? We're going to look at our stream elements dashboard. I've been liking that dashboard better lately. No, is it that the one? Is that the one I like? Yeah, I've been liking that one lately. 20 Dan03, thanks for the sub. 48 months. Amazing. Appreciate that. Okay, and you just keep practicing a little bit, Cobra. I want to fix your stencil like a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. And then this is where inevitably they stop practicing and go, oh, I'm ready. And then I can't fix the stencil, but I'm going to try. All right, that's just going to have to be good enough for now. We'll figure it out later. Okay, players, I will go ahead and give you the pieces in the chat. How are you all doing? I want to know how you're all doing. Literally every single person in chat right now, tell me how you're doing. I want to know. Seven C1 bed. All right, Firedoc's doing great. Fancy Meme doing great. Chaotic Hazel, you're wonderful. Great. Hana is off work, so that's cool. That's right. It is time for bed. You're right. Ravioli is good. Excellent. Akatu said, Ravioli said I studied Akatu playing. Okay. Yeah, it's a good place. Well, it looks like we are ready. It's the Tawny bracket. Yes, Tawny. It is the Tawny bracket. It's a beautiful color. I mean, it's very close to Longhorn Orange or whatever. But anyway, let's get them started. Cobra versus Bisby. Top 32. Winner goes to the top 16 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Evesy Live says, I am doing amazing. What about you, Vandy? I'm doing okay. I'm here. I have the greatest job in the world. Just talking to you people, looking at these individuals playing Tetris. And yeah, it's the greatest job in the world. What better job could there be? 7 pushdown points on the board for Cobra has him out to an early lead. And he's going to get a Tetris Bisby. Trying to figure out how to bring this down. Okay, he's going to do it. He is uncovered. And now just waiting on another long bar. Where did my little facts sheet go? There it is. Fact sheet. CTM Masters Facts. On the left side, it is Cobra seed number 10. He qualified into this tournament with a 1.46 million. That is an average of his best 3 games played over the course of a 90-minute qualifier. Since it is Mega Masters, we have a larger qualifying period. And he got a 1.46. He's got an overall PB of 4.66 million, according to some sources. But it's hazy. It's hazy. Cobra was ranked number 15 in the most recent Premier poll. He's a former Challenger Circuit winner. In fact, he was the winner of the last I don't know if it's last Challenger Circuit in November of 2024 before we absorbed that into the top 32 Masters format. It was also top 4 at the Lone Star event in Austin in 2024. Played in the gold bracket in CTWC in 2024 and also in the Oklahoma Regional. That is Cobra. And this is Cobra's first match in this tournament in virtue of that top 16 qualifier. So important to get that top 16 qualifier in this format because it gives you a 2-round bye. You get to start in the top 32 or the round of 32. That's huge. 185 for Cobra, 200 for Bisby. And on the right side, it is Bisby, qualified into seed number 42 with a 1.16 qualifier. Bisby got no buys, had to play all the way through, beat Jakob in round 1, Timmy Kim in round 2, and is now here in the round of 32 playing for a top 16 spot. Bisby has an overall PB of 1.77 million. That's good for about 48th on the overall leaderboard. He played in Mega Masters last year, also played in CTWC Bronze all the way back in 2021, the second of the online years. 301 for Cobra, 316 for Bisby. What is the current biggest upset in this tournament? I guess if just seed upset. I mean, that's all what I really know is boy, that's a good question. What is it? I mean, the top 32, of course, we had Akatu seed number 25 taking out Alex, which also just seems like an ELO upset as well. I guess the place to look is second round. Well, no, we had Deck, who is 27 seed. This is bigger. Deck, the 27 seed, took out Allenbot in top 32. That could be it. Yeah, in terms of seeding, is Deck taking out Allenbot. 400 for Cobra, 431 for Bisby. Laurie H says, as much as I love my job, it's not better than Tetris commentator. Yeah, it is true. Sorry. You guys can only aspire to, second place in terms of overall cool job. 504 for Bisby. Kind of a big pile over there in columns 8 and 9. Cobra with a messier pile, sort of columns 7, 8, and 9. He's trying to bring this down, trying to uncover that well. Oh, if you go by voting, like people who are wagering their precious channel points, Evesy is saying Deck, according to the betting, had a 15% chance of winning, and Akatu was given only a 5%. So those are different ways. Either way, those are two really stunning matches for sure, especially the way they went down. 620 for Bisby into 19. So I don't know if that was a 600K transition or if those were gotten after. It says, reading chat again. Oh, Vandy. But anyway, 647 on level 20 for Bisby. There's a long bar to go into that long bar hole. 465 for Cobra on 20. So we are now on level 19. And that is a 50% increase in speed over level 18. And then there's 100 lines of level 19. And at level 29, the speed will double again. That is the built-in speed increase for the game of Tetris on the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. And then there is another speed increase. Oh no, Bisby is not going to get to that speed increase. 696 Top out for Bisby. So Cobra, the target is 697. 697 is the chase down. Tetris is here worth, high 28,000s. On 24, I believe they should be worth 30,000. So he's really just, 2 away and change. And he's going to take that skim there, waiting for the bar. Tetris here would not quite do it. So he's getting singles and doubles while he's waiting for the bar. So there's the bar, and that is not going to quite do it. So just needs a few other 1,000 points. There's a double, a single, and that single will do it for Cobra. So Cobra is good. Chases down Bisby after the top out. Cobra takes game number 1. Okay, players, I'm going to go ahead and give you some more pieces. Feel free to take a moment if you need it. 6898 EB. 6898 Electronics Boutique. We have 110 viewers and 10,011 followers. It's very binary up at the top of my little stream manager on Twitch. Now 111 viewers, still binary. Okay. 6898EB, 6898DB. Sounds like HEB. Okay. Both players ready. Game number 2. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Cobra. You are not ready. He's playing. All right. Sorry about that. You did start, so I'm going to assume it's okay. My apologies. I thought you were ready. All right. We are playing. Officially, we are playing. If I ever do that to you players, just sit there and don't start, and I will get the message. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so excited to see Tetris, I am just so excited to see Tetris. I can't get enough of it. How long have I been doing this now? Anybody know? I don't know. 2018, October was CTM, our first one. Doing Tetris Deathmatch, started that in like March or April or May or something of 2018. This is about 7 years? Is that what it is? Holy mackerel. Too long. Too long. $77,000 for Cobra, $85,000 for Bisby. How did I get into Tetris Vandy? Well, let's see. I was 12 when it came out for the NES. I know most of you were not alive, but I was 12 when it came out for the NES, and I had played it on PC, PC versions before then. And I got the NES version for some holiday. I don't remember if it was birthday or Christmas. It might have could have just been a random, gift, for not an occasion as well. But I remember seeing it hiding up on the, in a cupboard in the kitchen. And, if someone was trying to hide it from me, I didn't want to be like, hey, what's that up there? But I think they knew that I saw it, so they just gave it to me early. I think that's how it came down. And of course, I loved it. 193 for Cobra. And I never got Tetris out of my head after that, even though I kind of stopped playing video games for a long time. And, I always come back to it. Always, interest. 216 here for Cobra, 205 for Bisby. And somehow I got on Twitch because I had a coworker that had a Twitch channel, and I didn't really know anything about Twitch, but he's like, we need followers because we're trying to go full-time streamer, guys. So I got on Twitch, And somehow I came across like Legend of Zelda speedruns, and so those became very interesting to me. And I guess as a result of that, the YouTube algorithm forced me or forced upon me the I think the Alex Kerr thing, like the Alex Kerr Jonas finals, and I was hooked on that. And then I discovered there was an online, an online tournament that had just been started. 292 for Cobra, 280 for Bisby. And I don't know. Yeah, and then I like tried to get into the tournament and I couldn't, but then there was 1 month, I think it was like April, and like there weren't enough players to fill out a 16-player bracket. So I'm like, all right, well, can I just submit a qualifier? They're like, sure, put in a qualifier. So I was the 16th seed. And in round 1, I got to play Green Tea. And by play Green Tea, I meant I got to sit there while I got trounced by Green Tea. Although for like one little bit, I was ahead through like 20 lines. It was like my biggest Tetris achievement. But of course, I got trounced. 350 for Cobra, 395 for Bisby. And eventually, I might have been in it one more time when it was like when I made it a 32-player tournament, like back in November, maybe something like that. 375 Cobra, 418 Bisby. But yeah, and then I heard, oh, this tournament's not going to be around, and by that time, I had done Classic Tetris Deathmatch, which was like it was kind of on the restreaming model that we use now. CTM was not. They used a private streaming server. 443 for Cobra, 464 for Bisby. And then there was an announcement in the Discord when there was like maybe 150, 180 people in the Discord, something like that. Oh, I'm not going to do this tournament anymore. I'm looking for someone to take it over. And then eventually I got coaxed into doing it, and then I backed out. I'm like, you know what? I don't have time for this. This is going to be a huge time sink. Little did I know. And then I backed out, but then I relented and said, this thing's going to die if I don't take it over. Because nobody else wanted it. So I took it over, did my first one in October of 2018, and I just can't stop. 534 Cobra, 557 for Bisby. Tetris Cobra into 19. So like about a 563 entry for Bisby, about a 581 entry for Cobra. Separated really by about a Tetris. Oh, Hana went back and listened to my Peace Dependency podcast interview. Oh my God. Keep forgetting that's out there. I don't want to go and listen to it. I'm sure I will cringe hard. Tetris Cobra 658, 584 for Bisby. Yeah, they used to stream to an, what is it, RMTP or RTMP server. It's like a private server set up on an Amazon, like an AWS instance. So players were not restreaming their matches. That was a big headache. And eventually when I took it over, I just, after a month or two of trying to use that server, I just put it on the Tetris Deathmatch model, which was restreaming Twitch feeds, and that's been way better. 695 from Bisby, 740 from Cobra. Oh, thanks meme, thanks Fancy Meme. I appreciate that. I have some mixed feelings about it, but I do love doing it. $739 Bisby, $781 for Cobra. You remember the VLC crash counter? Oh, that's true. Because yeah, I had to pick up these streams via like a URL through VLC, and then I used to like window capture the VLC streams or something. Or no, I did browser capture them. That's right. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. It's a mess. 887 for Cobra, 806 for Bisby. If Bisby's going to uncover the right side. Now trying to find a bar. Has some skims now after filling in that board here. So now has some burns that he can take. Tetris for Bisby, 852. 902 from Cobra. It's a close one. Oh, Hana saying it's a fun back listen. I mentioned things that became reality in the future. Well, I am known as a master prognosticator. Of course, 875 for Bisby, 994 for Cobra. We are heading toward level 29. And Bisby is into that 29 phase. The speed is doubled. Bisby bringing this down. Oh no, that Z to the left. Just as he was about to put the finishing touches on this down stack. Now it's all going right back up again. So this is going to be trouble. And that's going to be a top out for Bisby at 893. He was like one, if that S doesn't get over, was it an S? That was a Z. If that Z gets over to the left, maybe he's still going. But right now, Cobra up 2-0. All right, Bisby going to take a little bit of a break. That is fine. No problem. Well, Cobra, if you need to go grab some water or whatever, you can do it. We'll take a moment, look at our all-time leaders. I did revamp this slide. I limited the CTM top winners to those who have won 3. I added the DAS Masters top winners, as well as Stupid Tetris Monthly and the winner of ESWT BBWC. So there you go. This is my body of work on one slide. There it is. This is what I have contributed to the world, is making all this stupid stuff happen. I think people forget just how goated Ella was, right? Ella's alive, but Vandy, do you watch sports? Yeah, I watch baseball, but pretty much I will listen to the games. I don't watch full games anymore. I'll listen to the games and then I will go back and watch the condensed games where you just get all the main things that happen, like inning by inning. And it takes like 10 to 15 minutes. Like, I find that's like the best way to watch baseball for me right now. Okay, Bisby is back. And then, I'll watch the occasional football game. I'll follow the Patriots when they're good, which means I haven't followed them for a couple of years very closely, but I'll watch the occasional game and watch highlights. And I love Belichick, so, I'll keep tabs on what Belichick is doing. I don't watch basketball or hockey at all. I just don't have time. I don't know how people keep track of all the sports. It's too much. Hockey is a great sport, and I've been to hockey games, and they're very enjoyable. I just can't follow it. So, I can follow what's happening. I just can't. It's just a time investment, right? I only have time for like 1.5 sports. Plus Tetris. Tetris probably takes, the place of that, honestly. 7BA 849. 7. Oh, hey, Seed Checker for the win. And it is, who is it? It is Bisby. You are wrong. Bisby, you are wrong on the internet. Bisby, you are wrong on the internet. There you go, buddy. Right here. Okay. All right, 7BA 849. We are good. All right, let's go ahead and get them started. No, you're good. You're fine now. You are good now. You are perfect now. You are totally perfect and good. Okay, 7BA 849. Both players are ready. Game number 3 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Cobra is up 2 games to none. So Bisby really needs to win this one if he wants to continue on in this tournament. Okay, 48,000 for Cobra, 68,000 for Bisby as we get underway. In game number 3. $138 Bisby. Cobra working 3 rows off the bottom, waiting for the bar. Gets the bar, gets the Tetris. Needs a bar for that left side of the screen. But is going to have to take a couple of burns while waiting. All right, this is getting to... Okay, that was really getting to be a little mini drought there. But Cobra gets a dirty Tetris, 112. Tetris says, Vandy, I would defeat Deck in lightsaber combat. You know, I can totally see that. Sometimes, you know, maybe you've got a little of that Star Wars kid energy, and that kid had moves. 215 for Bisby, 160 for Cobra. I can totally see that. Ravioli on YouTube says, how many mods are there total? I don't know, probably like 10. I don't know. Maybe 10. Somewhere between 5 and 10. Treba says 15. On YouTube? I think we need 15 like per chatter just to keep up. 293 Bisby, 198 Cobra. On YouTube, Tetris? No, you must mean Twitch. Everyone's a mod here because you're all responsible. Almost all of you. It's like there's like 2 irresponsible people. That's okay. $304 for Bisby, $227 for Cobra. And of course on YouTube, I mean present company accepted. None of you are the problem. It's someone else. $236 Cobra, $354 Bisby. All right, so Bisby is doing what he's got to do. He's got a lead of about 3.5 Tetrises or so. Here, Travis, you said someone wants to be unbanned. Oh my goodness, I should check. I don't even know how to check all that. Like, Twitch is so not a problem in terms of chat, which is totally weird because when I go into other channels, like, the chat is just crazy. But I don't know, smaller channels, they seem to be a little better. More accountability. $418 for Bisby, $398 for Cobra. Well, all the nasty people, they get the message pretty soon, pretty early, right? I don't tolerate nastiness. 444 for Bisby into 19, 445 for Cobra. So it is neck and neck now. Cobra able to make up a lot of that lead while Bisby was kind of in a, I don't know, kind of a slowdown mode toward the tail end of level 18. I mean, in all frankness, I think we would probably, like, if we would do better on some level if we cultivated a toxic chat atmosphere, right? Because you look at all the biggest channels, I mean, they're just insane. But I don't want to be part of anything like that. I would leave immediately. That's not something I want to be part of, so I would rather just be part of something I want to be part of rather than what would be the most popular. 634 for Cobra, 616 for Bisby. Tetris Cobra, 667, 673 for Cobra. Oh, Esday with very wise words. 733 for Bisby, 698 for Cobra. We are so close in lines and score right now. 3 lines apart, 6,000 points apart. Cobra gets a Tetris, Bisby gets one. All right, Bisby filling out that left side. Long bar gets in. Cobra also filling out the left while waiting for the bar, getting the bar. 925 Cobra, 964 Bisby. Simul Tetris. Bisby just 259 points away from the max out. Gets the max out with that line clear. So Bisby with the max before 29. Another Tetris, A36. Cobra now 1 away. I mean, way less than 1 away, but gets it. A32 Cobra. We're just about headed to head into 29. Bisby's board a little high, though. I think he was kind of waiting and gets a couple of Tetrises down the bottom. B13 for Bisby. Tetris for Cobra. A77. Bisby's board starting to complicate a little here. He's got a lead, but not a big one here. And Bisby going to top out at B19. The target for Cobra, B20. He's got forever and a day. Try to get this. B20 is the target. So about 8,000 to go, and that is going to do it. Cobra is going to take game number 3 and sweep Bisby. I think Bisby was the lowest remaining seed in this tournament. I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that was the lowest remaining seed. Seed number 42 into the top 32. Had to win 2 matches to get here, but a great performance in this tournament for Bisby. So everybody should give Bisby a hearty GG's. Cobra will be moving on to the top 16 and take on the winner of the very next match. So GG's again, Bisby. Lots of fun. I didn't realize how fun Bisby was. I had no idea. All right, we're going to set up our next match. It's going to be Huff against O, a.k.a. Chef O. And we will be right back. Cobra, stick around. Oh, whoops. There we go. Okay, we are back. All right, I'm gonna have to fix a little. I'm gonna do a little stencil hockey over here on Huff's game, so just bear with me for a moment. Huff, you keep playing. You keep playing. Keep playing. Keep playing. Keep playing. Don't put the controller down. Don't type. Don't do any of that. You keep playing. That's it. All right, that's pretty good. It wasn't bad. It was like 2 pixels. But it was bothering me, and that is the most important thing. All right, there has been a giveaway. Cat Surgery in the Window gifted one stencil-ready shirt to the chat. Exclamation point join, y'all. Takate here, all right, trying to get a stencil-ready CTM shirt. Join. By the way, Vandy, I am having a show tonight. Wish me luck. Good luck on your show tonight. So why is everyone saying chicken jockey right now? Is that a Minecraft movie thing? And you all fell for it? Whoa. Laurie, thanks for the sub on Twitch. Appreciate that. Van Dweller in the rear view mirror gifted a shirt, but backwards. That is the backwards shirt. So another exclamation point join. I don't know if those stack, so just keep typing join. Just keep typing it. You gotta type join again. Just never stop typing join, really, ever. I think that's how it works. First to type join wins. I think so. All right, players, the seed is up. It is 2E836C, I believe, right? That is the seed. Yeah, 2E836C, my players. These are seeded. How does it work? There's a competition cartridge that all the players have, and it's got a bunch of preset seeds, approximately 16 million preset seeds, and we generate a new seed for each game. All right, Target P _ you are the winner of Cat Surgery in the Window's gift of stencil ready shirt. So oh, look at the sticker for, oh, look at that beautiful sticker. Angry Bear. My word. Thanks. Oh. Discord link that up. By the way, yeah, it always is. I'll invite. Never expire. All right, never expires ever. Ready? Here it is. All right, there's still one more out there, I think. There's still another join, so you can keep joining. It's about to end, probably. All right, looks like both players are ready. Let's check seeds and see. 2E836C, 2E836E. Both players are ready. CTM Mega Masters, the Violet bracket, top 32. Huff versus O. Let's get them started. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And Takate, you are the winner. Takate, you have won Van Dweller in the rear view mirror's gift of a shirt, but backwards. You get the backwards CTM shirt. Yeah, that's right. Twitch partner privilege, guys. So just click on ctm.wtf/redeem and it'll take you through the checkout process. I believe domestic domestic shipping is covered in certain countries. If there's international shipping, portion of that is covered by both the original gifter and me, your old pal Van Dweller. 60, but it may ask you to cover some portion of it if you're, depending on your country. So you always have the option to choose to decline the merch if you want to. Okay, 91,000 for Huff, 93,000 for O. On the left side, it is, Target P redeemed the shirt. Awesome. On the left side, it is Huffaluffagus. Huff qualified into this tournament to seed number 7 with a 1.5 million. That's the average of his top 3 games in a 90-minute qualifying period. Huff has got an overall PB, according to my research, of 4.89. O is in a little bit of a situation. Okay, good placement of that long bar to the right. Sometimes people plop it over there in column 9 and then not be able to get a piece around it. So good placement for O, as far as I know. Now, as far as what's good and bad, don't listen to me, but there's a nice dirty for O. He's out of the dig and trying to go back to just reestablishing a well, getting the rest of this burned down. 139 for O, 210 for Huff. So anyway, Huff with that 4.89 overall PB. That's about 15th on the overall PB leaderboard. Huff is ranked number 17 of the top Tetris players. That's a poll that takes place every single month, run by our old pal Pumpy Heart. Huff was top 8 in Mega Masters last year. He's also a 2-time CTM Masters event winner. One was September 2022. And Tecate redeemed the shirt. Awesome. Another one was November 2023. And I believe November 2023 was a no-cap November, if I'm not mistaken. He's been in the finals one additional time. That was May of 2022, and that was the month, one of the months that Andy won. He's been in the semis 5 additional times. He was second in CTWC's championship in 2021, top 4 in 2020, the top 8 in 2022 and 2023, and top 16 in 2024. So always a good performance from Huff in CTWC. Also won a couple of those WPL Columbuses. Was second at the Boston Regional in 2024, second at the WPL, that same event in 2024. So I think the finals 3 years in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Fourth at the most recent Detroit event as well. 310 for O. O qualified in with a 1.28 million qualifier from Australia. He's got an overall PB of 2.11 million. That's good for about 39th on the overall list. Is a former Futures Circuit winner. 332 for O, 430 for Huffaluffagus. Just about the same line count. O made it into the semis in March 2023 of the Masters event versus Doge. Doge went on to win that month. And O, of course, has a ladder in the room and puts various instruments in, I don't know, it looks like cutlery. I don't know what kind of instruments they are, but they're big instruments. So I never thought of storing instruments on a ladder. But I've learned a new life hack from O, thanks to Tetris. Looks like we had another purchase made by one of the winners. That was that right? Okay, so Target P won a stencil ready shirt, but also added on a long bar and contributed $3 as well. So thank you, Target P. Really appreciate the support. That's very nice. 526 for Huffaluffagus. I hope your shirt meets with your expectations. But you know, for streamer shirts on the internet, probably low expectations, but so far the reviews are good. 498 for O, 574 for Huffaluffagus. Every time I stream Tetris, you will wear this shirt. Thank you, Tecate. Appreciate it. It's backwards. So if your camera is backwards for some reason, you will appear frontwards. Okay. Huff is into 19 at 598 with a covered well, but uncovers it kind of high here. And now a little bit in scramble mode. Longbart gets over Tetris for Huff, 624 on 19. Ho is already on level 20 at 561. Tetris for Huff, 662. And party down the middle for O. That's a Tetris 601. Another Tetris Huff. There's one O. So O right now back by almost 100,000 points, ahead by 4 lines. Huff, an advocate of no line caps in tournaments. If you remember the Eric ICX Colors game back, how long ago was that? That was a long time. Huff was the other player in that game and got to level 66 back at our uncapped era. August 2022. There you go. Thank you. Random stuff of me. Why do people I've just heard of like this week know more about CTM than I do? So 876 for Huff, 811 for O. I mean, I feel like should we go the other way? We have a no cap November. We have our normal events now that are level 39 super kill screen. Do we need to go like you're saying in chat, like Jay in the window? I've been thinking about this actually because of Nestris.org. I think has this option for different double kill screens, basically line caps, not double kill screen, but line caps. Should we do have a level 29? Double kill screen tournament like Pace Masters, and maybe it's like best of 7 or something. Max out for Huffaluffagus, A14 on 27, 952 for O. Wouldn't 29 cap just be Fasters? No, because Fasters is level 19, and that's I mean we could just make that Fasters, but it brings back the original kill screen, right? Starting on 18, going through 19, then ending on 29. A44 on O, who is on level 30. Huff got a Tetris into 29 at B59, so over 100,000 point lead and about 10 lines in hand. 6 to 10 lines for Huff. He's got a Tetris. He's got the 1.2. So, yeah, there Das has a chance, you know? I mean, it'd definitely be more variants. Huff would not play in it. B01 for O. C55 for Huffaluffagus. All right, O's board was starting to climb a little bit, starting to knock it back down. All right. Both players are okay. Huff, O with the B37. Got to triple down that right side. I think Huff really is in line-out mode. His strategy here is going to be just to sort of wait out O. I think Huff probably considers himself to have an advantage here on 29 and just wants to keep adding points. And it's going to work for Huff, at least here in game 1, because Huff is good. C9. Oh, no, Huff was topping out too. But, you know, had built up that early lead, and that is really the difference. The 29 play was not really that big of a factor. It was that, I think, the lead heading into 29. All right, so Huff going to take game number 1. Let's get these players some new pieces. I don't know. I like the idea of a 29 cap. Maybe we'll play with it. Okay, new pieces players. Huff said if I had chocolate milk, you'd be drinking it right now. Just drink your chocolate milk, STFU, and just play. Right? That's one of the best all-time quotes in Tetris. 624-3F2, 624-3F2. Both players are ready. Game number 2 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Is that an emote? Is the chocolate milk emote on Twitch? Maybe we should put it on. Oh, no, I think Cheese has it, right? I think Cheese uses that emote, the chocolate milk emote. That's why no one has it. Well, if Cheese is not going to use it, I mean, I made the emote, so I might have to reclaim it. Maybe that needs to be, maybe that needs to be put back in circulation. Tetris for 70,000 as we get underway in game 2. 46,000 for Huffaluffagus. It is very windy. This has nothing to do with anything, but when has that stopped us from me from mentioning anything? But it's very windy outside. He's just whipping around. Tetris for waiting on a T piece, and there's just nothing worse than waiting on a T when you've got that T spin there and it doesn't come through. He's gonna get the T spin though. And how many times have I been in that exact situation, just holding out, waiting for the T, and then finally get it? And I just missed the spin. But no, these are pros. Is set up in column 4 for a Tetris. Huff with a covered well. There's one more row above it. And Huff will uncover. Trying to keep this well open in column 4 is yet to bring it down. Okay, brings it down like 2 rows, but it's like as soon as you start to do something a little off the reservation, you get droughted. This is the game knows. All right, there it is. Finally, Tetris for into that column 4. Wait, is there really a Post Malone flavor of Oreos? Like, what? God. I remember during the pandemic, or maybe it wasn't just pandemic, but I think this is when it started. Weren't all these like meals at McDonald's you can get, like people's usually like rap stars' favorite meals, and they would just have different meals, and it was just combinations of existing like McDonald's items. There was a BTS meal. The Travis Scott meal, yeah, that's the big one that I remember. $257 Huffaluffagus, $277 for Both are going to Tetris. About a 20,000 point lead for When do I want a meal? I want a McDonald's meal. All right. I want there to be a Vandy meal. Everybody can go through the drive-thru and they get the Vandy from Tetris meal. I want it. I need that's my goal. That's my professional goal. It's a stretch goal to be sure, but maybe I can get there. 356 for 373 from Huffaluffagus. It would be the chicken sandwich, but maybe it would be like the Popeyes chicken sandwich, so they would just have to go over to Popeyes and get it. Because the McDonald's chicken sandwich is not that great. How do I feel about the Burger King chicken sandwich? I can't say that I've had one. The only thing I remember having at Burger King is the chicken parm sandwich. That I don't know if they still do it. I mean, I haven't except for one time in the past like 10 years go to a Burger King. I actually did go to one recently to do this like low carb Whopper salad. So you just buy a couple of Whoppers, gut them out, and put the insides into a bowl and chop it all up, and it's like delicious. Of course, they forgot like one of my Whoppers. They put tomatoes on it, and I didn't want tomatoes. It was not a good experience, so I probably will not be going back. But all I remember is the chicken parm sandwich that Burger King used to do back in the day. 468 for O on 19, 559 for Huffaluffagus into 19. All right, O is bringing this down row by row, brick by brick. And O is really in a bind here. O gonna miss with that T. That's gonna be a top out for O in game 2. And Huffaluffagus is good. Goes up 2-0. The thing I remember from Burger King was the French toast sticks. Huff says, I still have my Travie patty in good condition. Only a little mold. I'm surprised that it molded there, buddy. That's good on them. Okay, new pieces players. 89532E, when you need a moment. I mean, if you need a moment, when you need... I'm doing these things when it's either too early or too late. I need to do them at 3 p.m., Oh, chicken fries. I don't know, but those were good. I remember those back in the day. Oh, and you know what else I remember? They used to have like a Hershey pie. It would come in its own little box, and it was like this Hershey pie. Anybody remember that? It came in its own little like wedge kind of shape box. They still have them? Oh, that was like 20-something years ago was the last time I had that. Well, that's heartening to know that still exists. 89532E. Okay, both players are good. Both players are ready. It is game 3. Huff up 2-0 in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. They still have them. You can buy a whole one in grocery stores. It's an Edwards pie. Okay. I didn't know. I don't know what an Edwards pie is, but I'm for it. All right, O with the adjustments. Lots of adjustments here for O. All right, Tecate enjoying chicken sandwiches. It's funny that that chicken sandwich emote. I stole that chicken sandwich emote from like an email I got from Flyrite back in the day. And Flyrite except for their airport location and like a food truck, is like they closed. I could have predicted it. They had all the telltale signs of like restaurant death spiral. Started putting out like vinyl signs out front with specials and desperately adding new menu items when all what they really needed to do was, you know, it was maintain the quality of their existing items, which started to go down. But nobody ever asked me. You know, they really should. They never, you know, I can tell you like a year or two in advance when a restaurant is going down. Nobody ever asked me. They, you know, it's their mistake. Did Flyride have chicken tenders? Yes. The problem with what they did is like they were really, people care about this, you know, a defunct chicken sandwich chain in Austin, Texas, I'm sure. But really the issue was at the beginning, they were on point with seasoning and the cook on things. And then it started to go down in quality as they started to open new locations. Everything was under-seasoned, bland, and overcooked. And I'm one of those people that will fill out a comment card because if I like a place, I want it to continue. And if they don't get the feedback they need, you know, then they aren't going to stick around. But I don't think people really read the comment cards or take it seriously. Like, I think it's all theater. People think they know better than the customers. And they're like, yeah, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about. What we're doing is just fine. They should have listened. 241 for Huff, 285. I'm sorry, 243 for O, 307 for Huff. I don't know who Sam Allardyce is, but... Or if I should be saying that name. If Arbaro's saying the name, it's probably fine. There's certain people I should not read, like, unknown, you know, cultural references unknown to me. I should not read when they make them. Arbaro is not one of those people. Tetris for Huff, 376, 316 for O. Edwards is a brand. They make a lot of frozen pies, key lime, Hershey's, Sundae pie. Is McDonald's going down soon? I mean, they're so entrenched, it would be really hard to do that, but I think they're losing a lot of market share because, well, a lot of customers are just addicted and are going to keep paying the high prices. I think the prices on their menu have gotten absurd from what I read and hear. So people are just going to start trying to look for cheaper alternatives, or they're going to have to build out their value menu, or just come down. But how are you going to come down in today's economy? I don't know how you do that now. With the conditions around trade nowadays, I don't know how you do that. I'm sure they'll be fine, but then again, a lot of things that we're sure would be fine are not with us anymore. So things do go out of business. Yeah, but they're so entrenched. $4.95 for Huffaluffagus, $4.79 for O. Anyway, Tetris, Flyride did have chicken tenders, and that's what got me on this whole thing. They became under-seasoned and overcooked. Maybe you would like them. I don't know. 524 O, 565 for Huffaluffagus. Oh, I see. Sam Allardyce is an English soccer manager. Teams hire when they're trying not to get relegated. See, I have no expertise in the restaurant industry, except one thing I do have is just an ability to see when things are like bad. I have almost no creative ability, but I can tell when someone else is screwing up. So I'd be an excellent critic. I should be a critic of something. 618 for Huff. He's on 19. 617 for O. He's on 19. Yeah, well, you've really said something there, Arbaro. Just like Sears. I mean, Sears was ubiquitous. They're gone pretty much. There might be one or two functioning Sears now. $671. Oh, $653 for Huffaluffagus. Tetris 0751. 686 for Huff. Yeah, Kmart was a thing. And in the United States, that's, I think, the last one closed. I think it's still a thing in Australia. But it might be a different corporate entity or something. 742 for Huff. 785 for O. I used to have internet from Kmart back in like 2000. You could get like, it was bluelight.com or something was the internet. And you could like, I don't know, you could buy internet from Kmart. I did have Kmart internet. 831 for O, 841 for Huffaluffagus. It was fine internet. Yeah, I think it might have been free, but you had to watch Kmart ads. I mean, this was the year 2000, so there was a lot of that going on. Imagine having to watch ads to enjoy something on the internet. That's crazy. 934 for O, 920 for Huffaluffagus. Okay, Tetris for O. A72, he's ahead by 80,000 points, just about the same line count. He's got to win this one to stay in, so he's doing what he's got to do. He's got to lead, headed into 29. All right, Huff's board, not great here as he approaches 29, but it's coming down very quickly. Just needs to get a long bar into the middle, which he does. That is a Tetris. He's got a couple of floating Minos right there. So B16 for Huff, B37 for O. Huff has got to bring this down. Huff gets a bar to the right. O is still in the lead by about 20,000 points. Oh, no. Huff is going to open up that middle part. There's a triple, so now he's going to survive. Look at that survival. That is crazy. Look at O's survival. He's bringing it down. Both of these players fighting their stacks down, trying to win this game. Huff wants to win it right now. O needs to win it. And Huff is back down to the bottom. Oh, not quite there yet, but there is a path to bring this down. Oh, no, that Z to the right. So O is ahead by a small amount. And that, what was that, a double on the right side for Huff is going to seal it. Huff is going to go up 3-0. His board was climbing again, but he's just, 100% just focused on like getting point after point, just continuing to survive and put points on the board. That stubborn survival from Huff on 29 is what is going to win it for him in 3 games. But what a performance from O. GG's to you getting into this top 32. And really, you know, forcing Huff in, I think, all 3 games pretty much to, you know, beat you on 29. So good match. Well, we've got we got a top 16 match now. GG's again to you. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and report this to the centralized Tetris Politburo. There we go. They must know everything about Tetris citizens. Here it is. So we now have a match between the Violet bracket and the Tawny bracket, and we will bring that to you in a moment. Huff versus Cobra for a spot in the top 8 when we return. Guys, I accidentally, this is when I was talking about ads, I accidentally ran an ad. I was like waving my mouse over it because that's where the ads were. And then I was like trying to switch my mouse, but I clicked on an ad. So I literally clicked on an ad when I said, oh, imagine having to watch ads to watch something on the internet. And then I ran an ad. I did not mean to do it. It was a total accident. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's get this all set up. It wasn't. I swear, I wouldn't lie to you. I swear, it was an accident. I'm not memeing you at all. All right, it's 7 and 10, right? So Huff can stay where he is. Cobra will be on the right side. Stream 10. Game stream 10. So I think what Cobra's done here is put his cam in, like he's got a 1080, he basically got a 16:9 cam, but squished it all in there. So that means this is actually very convenient because I can move this to 16:9 dimensions and have it perfectly. This kid's a genius. You are a genius. May I say that? I love that. I might even make that mandatory. That is amazing. So I'm going to show you what he's done here. Okay, this is genius. All right, so this is Cobra's screen right here, right? And if you look, it's like, oh, it's just randomly squished over there, right? So let's look at this, right? So this is how I've isolated the camera. This is its normal dimensions that he's given me. Right? So if I crop it properly and then I stretch it to an exact 16:9 dimension, that is Cobra's normal dimensions. I mean, that is amazing. That is like perfect. That is the best thing. Now I just have to sort of maintain it while I stretch it to fit, but so now I get all the information I need. What a goat. Now if we could just get him on stencil, that would be even better. But, you know, small victories. All right, we're gonna get this on point. On point. Oh my God! Stop! No, just keep playing. Keep playing. Using Ninja Cam is good. Ninja Cam is good, but there's a delay that I don't like. Yeah, just play. Just keep playing. I'll do it. Your old pal Vandy will do it. Don't worry. Ninja Cam is good. That's what they did in CTWC, basically. So I don't know if it's necessarily a CTL experiment so much as CTWC did it. In the online years. Okay. Here, Cobra, I'm going to post the dimensions that I had to... Well, maybe you were on stencil. I don't know. We'll see. It's fine. You weren't 100%. It's fine. Anyway, I fixed it. We'll give Cobra a pass on stencil today. Okay, players, it is time. Those are not the players. Let me move the thing. I'll give you pieces and I'll clean the rest up. All right, the seeds are here. A741B7. The seeds are here. By the way, the two best zero sugar sodas, I want to get like a zero sugar soda. The Dr. Pepper Zero Blackberry flavor and the Coke Zero Orange Cream flavor. Just if you're looking. I just want to call that to your attention. All right, looks like both players are ready. A741B7, they are ready. Let's get them started. Huffaluffagus and Cobra are in the top 16. They're going to play this match. The winner will make it into the top 8. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is Huffaluffagus, seed number 7 in this tournament, qualified in with a 1.5 million average of 3. From the United States with a PB of 4.89 million. That's good for about 15th on the overall PB leaderboard. And ranked number 17 in the most recent Premier poll, a two-time CTM Masters event winner back in September of 2022 and November of 23. Was in the top 8 of Mega Masters last year, is trying to do the same thing and maybe more this year. It was a runner-up in CTWC in the second online year of 2021. That was against Dog playing Tetris in those finals. It's also in the top 4 the year previous and in the top 8 in 2022 and 2023 and top 16 last year. He's won the WPL Columbus event a couple of times. And is, known for going around the various regionals and playing in them. So there is Huffaluffagus on the left. On the right, Cobra, who's at 142 right now, and Huff is at 141. So far, just about tied in lines and score. Cobra qualified in with a 1.46 million. Has a 4.66 million PB registered in the Classic Tetris bot PB command. Ranked number 15 in the most recent Premier poll, so that's 2 spots ahead of Huff, actually. is a former Challenger Circuit winner, won the very last, as far as we know, Challenger Circuit. That was in November 2024. Was top 4 in Lone Star last year. And played in CTWC Gold in 2024. 258 for Cobra, 240 for Huff. Huff also took part in the ESTWBBWC in 2021. We're hoping that he's in playing shape in time for our ESWT BBWC 2022 in October 2025. 319 for Huff, 351 for Cobra. The wind is really picking up outside. I mean, it is insane. I don't even know if you guys can hear it. Maybe the music is masking a little bit, but it is very windy. 403 for Cobra, 410 for Huffaluffagus here in CTM Mega Masters, our annual championship for Classic Tetris Monthly. Of course, we have tournaments nearly every single month, except for those months when I'm like, I'm too tired, I'm too wiped, I can't do it. This is our annual championship. We double the size of the bracket from 32 to 64, although in past years the bracket, the main Masters event bracket was 16. And we quadrupled it. And now the double size bracket, man, we should double it again. We should just go to all the way to 128. Everybody is in. 496 for Cobra, 484 for Huffaluffagus. I don't know if the weather is bad. It wasn't bad earlier. I walked to the little corner store to get my Coke Zero orange cream, and it was fine. 565 for Cobra, 530 for Huffaluffagus. This is a best of 5, so the player with the 3 next to their name, that will be who wins. And by the way, I must have missed some contributions to the prize pool. I'm not sure why they're not. They seem not to be spawning on the top right. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe this is why. Hold on. But we had some. I think I had something turned off here. But let me go ahead and call out those people who have recently contributed, because we are up to $13,149.83. And one of those was Silver Sauce with the 1401. I think Silver Sauce must have gotten us up to a funny number, because the only comment was LOL. But then Tecate came in with a $270.27 contribution. 270.27. I'm sorry I missed that earlier, Tecate, but that is huge. Thank you very much. It's going to get us over the hump to $13,149.83. It's very generous. Appreciate that. If you're still here. And again, sorry that I missed it. I think I had one of the browser sources for the alerts turned off. I don't know why. 723 for Huffaluffagus, who's going to get set up on the left well. Tetris for Huff, 752. Cobra, 786. Oh, 27. Because you're you're all about 27. Well, thank you for that. Folks, if you have like a number that is in your screen name or you're associated with, it's really on you to contribute that amount to the prize pool. It's like mandatory. Tecate knew it implicitly. 801 for Huff, 883 for Cobra. So O contributes 0. Yeah, so O is on point. Already complying to the new rule. Tetris for Huff, column 4. He's getting set up again in that column 4. He might be there for a while. We'll see. There's another Tetris into column 4, 872 for Huff. Cobra with a Tetris 951. Cobra is ahead and also behind in lines. That's right. Cobra needs to contribute $6,731 to the prize pool. Sorry, buddy. All right, get in there. You're all like, oh, haha, I'm going to give 4. Give it. Get in there. $9.29 for Huff. $8.23 for Cobra. That's right. Fractal with the 161. It's all mandatory. It's part of the terms and conditions of this channel. You didn't see that? 937 Huff, A65 for Cobra. Cobra is set up again. There's another Tetris. You could potentially get one more between now and 29. Huff is into 29 at 950. He's burning all this down. Cobra is in. He's at B40. And Cobra right now with about 180,000 point lead. That's right. Eyeball has to contribute his actual eye. Sorry, Eyeball. Tetris for Cobra, B95. I think that was one for Huff, 989. Let's see what Huff's going to do here. He is getting... Well, he's bringing this down. He's waiting for bar on the right. He's going to get it. That's a triple A06. Cobra's left side. That's going to be cut off. That's a top out at C42 for Cobra. So here we go. Huff in a chase down needs to get to C42. There's a Tetris. This would be over a 200,000 point chase down. Huff with a lot of tournament experience. Huff just going to take that easy triple. Well, you know, the board's complicated. He's going to just, you know, take the triples, but also set up for those Tetrises when he can. There's a barred Tetris for Huff, B67. He's setting up again. He's going to take this as a skim. Tetris for Huff, C17. He's within one Tetris, really. But he does not really have to necessarily get it by way of the Tetris, or yeah, he can get doubles here. And that is going to do it. Huff is going to take game number 1 in a chase down of over 200,000 points. So, wow. Making it look easy. See, I've already given Dan V his title for the edited version. Just says making it look easy, exclamation point. That's a typical Dan V title for one of these edited VODs. All right. I'm doing the work. So GG's to you, Huff. GG's Cobra. You know, Cobra gets out to a 200,000 point lead and, you know, forcing a chase down. You think, oh man, no one's going to chase it down. But Huff, a wily character, a cagey veteran with a steely countenance and a steady hand. Okay, A0EA93. Okay, A0E, A93, both players ready. Game number 2. Let's get them started. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, Cobra with those 19 push-down points early on. Should they be needed, they are there now. Oh, the Vits for Cobra. It is hard to feel confident, really, with any lead. If you've topped out with any lead against a player like Huff, really an endurance specialist in a lot of ways, but can also turn it up and get those Tetrises when needed. Laurie, you are a mod in the chat, but you do not have to show up to every chat or or every stream and keep an eye on things like a hawk. That's fine. If you're here, you are invited to take moderator actions, but you do not have any obligation at all. Thank you, Laurie. Laurie is like a sentinel out there. Just now, she's got all these powers. He's like, all right, I'm keeping watch. I gotcha. Can someone explain the stencil meme? I don't get it. Well, the stencil is a little graphic that we have players align their game captures to, and that allows us to, that allows us to line up very easily our streaming scenes, and it's like standardized across pretty much the entire Tetris scene. And so, it does require you to be within a pixel or two. But once you get it set up, like, you never have to do it again. But some players are like notoriously off stencil. So I don't know exactly what you mean by meme, but that is why it is sometimes humorous, where these players who are excelling, like world class at a game of pattern recognition and, fine visual acuity, are unable to like line up their Tetris screen with the stencil. Vandy explaining memes. 330 for Cobra, 295 for Huffaluffagus. Oh, meme is here. Being off by a pixel or two would trigger you too bad. I mean, okay, Dirty Tetris here for Huff. He's actually got another one set up. Let's see if he's going to set up for it. Yeah, he's set up for another one, but has another one sort of just buried there. Now, let's see what Huff's going to do. He's going to... Okay, yeah, he wants to just take that all in one fell swoop. All right, column 4 again for Huff. Jen is here. Zafida is here. P.S. Daniel, Dr. Jules, Tecate, Afville, meme of all time. Hanging out. Andrew Meep. Oh, sticking around. See what happens. Fancy meme. Harold, Deck. All the stars are here. Ace Hardcastle, Serial Numbers, Zuli, Fargons, Rogue Potato, Jazzy Josh, S-Day, Hazel, Projective, Moodus, Arbaro, all the stars are here. 426 for Huffaluffagus, 496 for Cobra. Oh, Tetris is here as well. Wallbant. Sonic Clang is on YouTube and Twitch. That's right. We're doing shout outs. You know, you got to fill up level 18 with something. And I've already talked about fast food. I've talked about what else, you know, there's you know, a bunch of safe topics, which are fine. Does Nesters.org work with the stencil? Not at this time. No, we're not. At least in this tournament, we're not putting. Nesters.org is not being used for our tournaments. Somebody may. In which case, though, you don't even need to. It's already lined up, like, perfectly on its own. But then again, you might want to, like, put player cams on the screen with it. Anyway, both players are into and beyond 19 now, into 20. 667 for Cobra, 543 for Huffaluffagus. We haven't talked about pizza yet this stream. Well, you don't want to drive Giovanni away. He will leave. Simul Tetris 694, Cobra 570 for Huffaluffagus. Let's see, what are the other topics? You know, stuff that Tetris eats or doesn't eat. The tortoise. There's a lot of topics. 779 for Cobra, 708 for Huffaluffagus. Ravioli says, I will petition for mod. Well, see, that is the secret of mod right there, right? Jay in the window there. They're back now. 183.50. Jay in the window. With that 183.50 contribution to the prize pool, that's going to get us to $13,333.33. Thank you, Jay in the window. Appreciate that. Now, see, if you want to petition for mod, that means you aren't ready, right? It's only when you don't want it that you are qualified. It's like George Washington, right? He did not want power, and that is why he was qualified to have it. 864 for Huffaluffagus, 920 for Cobra. Yeah, you got to donate to get cool numbers. Am I a beer snob? No. I'm not even really a beer enjoyer too much. I mean, I've had some, but I don't really foresee a time when I would ever drink another one, to be honest. I just don't see what it adds. Sue is a beer enthusiast. I would say a beer enthusiast. Sue likes the beers and trying different ones and, you know, swirling the glass around and, you know. She's got the Untapped app, so I guess that counts. 978 for Huffaluffagus. Tetris Huff A17 and another one A53 into 29. Cobra at A68, 7 lines still till 29. There's one Tetris for Cobra. And there is another. He's into 29 at B39. I've never been a big alcohol drinker, and I don't know. I just, I mean, you guys hear me on these streams. I'm already like out of it half the time. So imagine me with like even less control over what I'm saying and doing. That wouldn't be good. B77 for Cobra, B74 for Huff. It's close now in score at least. Huff is ahead by about 11 lines. Vandy, do you have any advice after taking a large pay cut? I have experience, but I will talk about it. Ask me again in a bit. Not on 29. Oh no, Huff's left side is going to be cut off. And that means Cobra is going to take game number 2. So Cobra, you are good. Vandy, after a couple Trappist ales, 50% more pizza chat at least. Oh, I did like that. What did I have? I've had some that I liked, St. Bernardus. I used to like that St. Bernardus. That was good. We have some great breweries around Austin, and, these are fine. Okay, new seed players. You can take a moment if you need it. That's fine. DE52CF. DE52CF. DE, by the way, is Morse code shorthand for the word from, because it's much shorter. Da did it dit instead of did it da 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 da, right? Which is very long. You don't want to say from, so you say DE. Look at that, yeah, from the French. Okay. Players are tied. Players are hanging out. Cobra, I promise not to do the countdown until you are ready. I promise. DE52CF. I kind of zinged Cobra in the previous match. Intramorph says, pleasure to watch this match. Thank you. I agree. All right, looks like both players ready. DE52CF. Okay. Well, it was once a best of 5, now best of 3 between Huff and Cobra. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Pine Cutie giving the definition of the word decal. Now, guys, do you have an opinion? Here's something we've never talked about. Do you have an opinion of books with deckled edges? What do you think of books with deckled edges? And Tiger says, I haven't read a book in a lot of years. You don't want to grow up to be like Kingsman, do you? Read a book. Cobra setting up the delayed vit, gets the long bar to fill it in. Big Pile Guam says, I dislike them. Describe deckled edges, please. Oh, man. See, it's something people don't know about. But as soon as I describe it, they're going to have opinions on it. So it's a whole new thing to get outraged about, which is perfect. The deckled edge, right? You know how you get most books and they just have a smooth edge of the pages, like the lengthwise longest edge of the actual pages? Well, deckled is when they are uneven, like rough cut, uneven pages. Yes, non-uniform edges. All right, now what are your opinions? All right, somebody also asked advice for if you take a pay cut. I mean, you just have to cut everything. But honestly, the best advice is really you should always be prepared for taking a pay cut, and you should just generally. Now, this is like ex post facto for you. This is not going to be very useful overall, but it's good advice for everyone else. You should always aspire to, if you can, live on way less than you make, like a significant percentage less. Now, that's not always possible, not always possible at any given time. But that way, when you do have that, kind of thing happen, you will be prepared. Now, if it just happens to you, you just have to cut down everything. Like, you really have to cut down everything. It also helps, by the way, not to have any debt payments in advance. Again, this is all like stuff. This is closing the barn door after the horse got out, but to prepare you for next time. But yeah, you have to cut way down on everything. Like, You really have to have no extra things and do as many free things as possible. But that's really something you have to just be generally prepared to do. $295 for Huffaluffagus. Why it was so easy for me to do CTM is because I was living on like 20% of my income. And now I have, 20% of my, well, actually less than that, of my previous income, but it makes it easy for me to rapidly, kind of ratchet down my lifestyle. In fact, my lifestyle is pretty much the same. I just have no savings and no ability to do anything extra ever, but that's fine. And then you just have to take, you have to be out there looking for whatever work you can get. 410 Huffaluffagus, 370 for Cobra. You have to just go out and try to earn whatever you can while you look for the real job that you want, and you've got to be applying for something better. Now the pay cut, you may want to take a new, start looking for a new position if that's how it's going to be. But you should always be applying, by the way. You should at least go on, you should be recreationally interviewing a couple times a year. That'll give yourself options. 505 for Huffaluffagus. It'll also give you the sense of control over yourself and your career. Because you're I've been to interviews. I know what I'm worth. I know what's out there, what I can get. And you might even take one of the jobs. 470 for Cobra, 528 for Huffaluffagus. But yeah, you might, if you are living, above your means and then you get a pay cut, you're going to have to cut expenses and bring in more income. Two sides of that equation. What's coming in and what's going out. And that you have to rebalance that equation. So you might have to take a second job temporarily. 576 for Huffaluffagus, 518 for Cobra. We are approaching 29. Huff is in at 601. You got laid off. That's rough. Yeah, that happened to me once, and it was gonna happen to me, and I just chose not to wait for it to happen. 527 for Cobra. He's got 5 lines above that well. He needs to bring it down. He's getting it down. Those bars are getting to the left too. That's gonna help him dig all this out, but now he's LJ dependent in a couple of columns. He takes care of it. A triple down into a Tetris. So Cobra with the survival and the down stacking. He's back by about 160,000 points, though. It really helps if you have no payments and and very low expenses, just generally in life. Don't get a car payment. You don't need to. Anyway, that is enough for that. We're on level 19 now. Tetris Huff 790, 604 for Cobra. But yeah, you gotta rebalance that equation very quick. If you're laid off, and you don't have it, you gotta find anything. Literally go work at a grocery store or whatever. 676 Cobra, 856 Huffaluffagus. Do people still say Roffle, ROFL? No, I don't think anyone said that since the late 90s. Tetris Cobra 773, 928 for Huff. For me, I don't buy a car unless I could buy 2 of the car, right? Like, I'll buy a car, and then I want to also have the amount of money in the bank that I could literally roll that car into a river and just buy the same car the next day. It's not always possible, but I'm always aspiring to get to that point. And then, then you don't worry too much about it. And plus, your insurance goes down because you can basically self-insure. You know, if you smack the car up, then you just go buy another one. So, like, my current car, like $5,000. $951 for Cobra, B04 for Huff. All right, Cobra is into 29. Okay, Cobra trying to bring this down. That's a triple, so he's going to try to bring it down to the bottom to reestablish a Tetris well. Huff is way ahead right now by about 170,000 points. Chase downable, though. We've seen Huff do that once in this match. It could be Cobra's turn to try to do that should something happen on Huff's side. But Huff here very comfortable, just kind of being ahead. He's actually set up for a Tetris now, though. Oh, no. As soon as he gets into a Tetris, he's in trouble. Oh, there's a long bar, gets over. Let's see what Huff can do to eke out some more points. All right, C23 for Huff. Chase down for Cobra. He's basically got to flip the script on Huff. Tetris for Cobra. He's 90,000 points or so away. Not easy necessarily even today to chase things down. Cobra, though. Long bar to the left. That's a Tetris, so he's now within one. He's got plenty of time. 30 lines. You can single and double this out right to the end. We saw that. What was that match today? Was it Cole? It really just engineered a perfect chase down, like all the way ending at 329 lines. And that can be done here. And Cobra knows it. And Cobra is good. So Cobra going to take game 3 and go up 2-1. Man, I remember, early days when I had to chase something down. It was so nerve-wracking. These players, totally unflappable. Meanwhile, I was and continue to be flappable. All right, let's get these players some pieces. Let's jam 1979 with the first time chat says GG. Welcome, Let's Jam 79. New pieces players 9501B8. So anyway, I don't think any of that was useful for someone who has already taken a pay cut, but for those of you who, those are things you gotta constantly, any of that stuff could happen any day, so you gotta be prepared. Man, if you're not making enough to be able to do a lot of those things, you gotta try to find a way to get more income coming in. You can only cut so much, right? But yeah, you just gotta cut lifestyle way down, be okay with it, and just start looking for alternative income sources like immediately. Like, don't go, oh, I need a week to decompress. No, get out there now, 9501B8. 9501B8. You're welcome, Cobra. Anytime. Except not during 29. $950-1B8. Okay, players are good with the B's and 8s. We're getting them started. Game number 4. Huff is up against it. Let's go. Oh, whoops. 3-2-1 Tetris. Keep doing it during 29. It made Huff die. Oh, no. I don't think so. Huff was fine. So either this game or next game, we will know who our next top 8 finisher is. And we have more Tetris tomorrow, 2 more streams. One of them is just one match. That's going to be a purple top 32 match between Tetris Time and Sidnev. That's happening tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central, 1800 UTC. Then there's a 6 p.m. Central stream at 23 UTC. It's the orange and maroon top 32. That's going to involve Dog, Wallbant, Hydrant, and Miles. And then 2 more on Saturday as well. The best financial advice I can give is do not become a full-time Tetris tournament streamer. That is probably the best thing I can give you. Don't do that. Well, it's enormously rewarding. The rewards are all spiritual. But really, honestly, it's all that financial advice before that is enabling me to do this right now because, you know, I was able to build up a little bit of savings. So I could take some time and, you know, whatever, try something out. $221 for Cobra, $233 for Huffaluffagus. By the way, if you are an Amazon Prime member, you know, where you get like your free Prime shipping and all that kind of stuff, you also get a Twitch Prime gaming subscription because, you know, Amazon owns Twitch. So that is one of your benefits as an Amazon Prime member. You get to gift, or not gift, you get to give a subscription or subscribe to the to the Twitch channel of your choice every single month. You get all the emotes and everything, and it's no extra cost to you, but it does give a little bit of a financial boost to the streamer. You don't have to do us every time, but, you know, keep us in the mix because that benefit, you can't stack that. You can't save those up. Use it or lose it every single month. Oh, Tiny Speakas says, is rice topped off with soy sauce, salt, and egg a good meal? Depends on what your goals are. Sounds good. I don't really eat soy sauce or rice nowadays, but, you know, if you're trying to save money, that can be pretty cheap. Soy sauce and salt sounds excessive. You got to get those electrolytes, man. I would probably go for the sriracha instead of the soy sauce, but $380 for Cobra, $470 for Huff. What food is this for? I don't think it's for a food. I think that's just he's asking, is this a meal? It's Tony. All right. Thanks, Tony. I mean, you'll definitely save money. I mean, unless you develop pellagra or whatever, but you can worry about that when the time comes. 408 for Cobra. No, you won't. The eggs are very nutrient dense. The eggs are very good. 547 for Huff. 410 for Cobra. You save money by not tipping at the counter. I can't blame you. Like, I can't blame you. You know, there's a lot of people that sort of, you know, tipping culture, they make their living off their tips. But on the other hand, it's like, I'd rather they just build it into the price. $4.74 for Cobra. I mean, I do tip at counters just because, I don't know. I just choose to do that, but I can't blame anybody who doesn't and is fed up with it. $6.39 for Huffaluffagus on 19. $4.78 for Cobra. He's set up in column 2, but now he's got to sort of build on top of it. And that's why column 2 is such a difficult well, because it's kind of hard to keep it uncovered. But he's going to bring it down. $5.11 for Cobra, $7.17 for Huffaluffagus. Tetris Cobra, $5.40, $7.71 Huffaluffagus. I mean, I generally, like, you know, I tip everybody just because, like, I'm standing there at the counter and the person's looking and they're all probably about to prepare my food. And if I don't tip, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. But I definitely tip when they have to do some kind of work, right? Like bartender, you know, if I drank, or like a barista. You know, they have to do some work to prepare the thing. Not that, you know, grabbing the thing off the shelf and giving to me isn't work, but I don't know. It's complicated. $6.58 for Cobra, $8.93 for Huff. You could do the thing where you pay cash, and then when, like, you know, the person turns around to do the thing, you kind of jostle the tip jar so it sounds like you put something in there, but you really didn't. You can do that. Tetris for Cobra, $8.10, $9.96 for Huffaluffagus. If you really don't want to tip, but you don't want to get all judged for it. Yeah, that's a big life hack. $33 for Huff. He's on level 26. $8.79 for Cobra. He's on 26. It is depraved. I agree, it is. Of course, I'm joking. Tetris Huff B12, $9.46 for Cobra. But look, just because someone asked for a tip does not mean that you are obligated to give it. You have no obligation on a lot of things. You really don't. Just like on this stream, like, as much as I would love for you to support the channel, nobody has any obligation to do it. All right, Cobra's board climbing, and just 2 lines away from 29. This is going to be tough. There is a dirty Tetris Cobra. Can he bring this down? And Huffaluffagus is equally in trouble, but he's going to get a dirty Tetris. That left well for Cobra is cut off, and he's going to top at A60, and Huff is good in game number 4. So Huff is going to tie it up, and we are going to a decider. Madelsberger says, nobody is obligated to support the stream, but if you don't and Vandy ever restreams your match, he will spit in your pieces before giving them to you. Lex Diskia says, 1 bit. This is the equivalent of me rattling Vandy tip jar. Thank you, Lex Diskia. Appreciate it. Oh no, sir. I generate my own seed. 1C C0 FA. And really, with Huff winning that one, that does ensure that we will get to the Say the Line song, which is very good. Thank you, Estee, rattling the tip jar. Really appreciate that. Listen, I rely on nothing but your own self-interest. You know, you want it to continue and you know what things depend on, you'll do it. And if you don't, you won't. And we'll just, you know, see how it goes. 1cc, 0FA, both players ready. It's a decider. Let me get the thing out. Where is it? We have no, oh, Dobra. All right, we'll put it on Dobra or Duff. We want Duff. Duff. All right. Both players ready. Decider time. The winner goes to the top 8 in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Oh, fancy meme with the 3-bit rattling the tip jar. Zaffuda with the 69 bits. Jay in the window with the 600 countdown bits. 300, 200, 100. Wait, Duffel House. What is that? That's a reference to something. What is that? I know what that is. Joan's dream name. Joan. Joan? That's right. Jonas's dream. Oh, yeah. Jonas's dream name. That's right. Duffel House. Oh, my God. Barrett, that goes way back. I remember that. That is so far back. That's crazy. Duffel House. Oh, man. Cobra's bored here climbing, but he's going to bring it down with a couple of deep clears here, triples and doubles and whatever, way up top. Now just wants to clean out the rest of this. There's a beautiful long bar for a Tetris into column 2, way up top. Like 8+ rows off the bottom. An upper, yeah, that was an upper decker. Oh my God. See, it's fun to have Barrett around because Barrett goes way, way back. An upper decker. That is not the good name to call that. Don't call the dirty Tetris the upper decker. Well, that was Trey Harrison's name for a dirty Tetris. Like before, so dirty Tetris I think was coined by Jonas or Heather, right? Or it's hard to know who did what, but by those two. But Trey used to call them upper deckers, which has another name in the Urban Dictionary. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Van Dweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you. And have a nice day. 243 for Duff. I literally was about to actually say Duff, but then I just ironically said Duff. 263 for Cobra. By the way, thank you, Cousin Avi. You gifted a tier 1 sub to Meme, and I appreciate that. And there are probably some other bits in there that I might have missed during the rattling of the tip jar moment. Do Twitch donations go to the prize pool? They do not. The prize pool is 100%, handled by Matcherino. So if you want to contribute to the prize pool, go to !Matcherino. Use that command in the chat, or you can go to ctm.gg/Matcherino. Vandy, I feel like you were playing that line on a soundboard at this point. It sounds too perfect. I'm getting there, but there are times when I don't have the energy to do it 100% perfectly. $384 for Cobra, $404 for Huffaluffagus. The trigger is the music. That is right, Hunterage. Right. Because that, I don't know, is that still at the end of the videos? I don't even know what Dan V is doing, if he's still putting that at the end or not. I don't usually watch that far. I'll usually turn them on. Like, we have this nightly ritual where we do a little YouTube on the TV, on the couch, watch a couple of favorite channels. And then I'll check in, like if a CTM comes across my subscriptions, I'll check in, see if I sound like an idiot. I'll confirm that I do, and I'll go read the comments and see if anybody called me out for being an idiot. They usually don't, because we ban them. No, we don't. 501 for Huff, 463. But I don't really watch all the way through anymore, so I don't know if Dan V is putting in that little bit at the end or not, but that's what Pumpy used to do. I don't look up anything in the Urban Dictionary, Travis, ever. You're not going to find something about Care Bears in there. It's always going to be gross. Don't ever look anything up. Just be blissfully ignorant. 516 for Huffaluffagus, 519 for Cobra. And we are into 19. Huff at 562, Cobra at 543. It is very close, within one Tetris of each other. This match has been very even so far. Both players with pretty healthy chase downs. Huffaluffagus, Tetris, Cobra, Tetris, 624. Siler with the 3 months sub at tier 1. Thank you, Siler. Appreciate that. 3 months in advance. Vandy, do you know who joined cubing before Tetris? Do I know who joined cubing? Joined, how do you, I don't know what that means. Who was a cuber before they were in the Tetris scene? I mean, Laser Monkey and, you know, a lot of people, I guess. I think a lot of people. You. Oh, I see. All right. Well, of course it's you. Random stuff of me. I've never heard you talk about anyone else except for yourself, really. All right, there's a Dirty Tetris Cobra, 1 row off the bottom, column 10. 746 for Cobra, 790 for Huffaluffagus. Joseph Frombaugh on YouTube says, any good fire alarms lately? No fire alarms since the last one. They used to be like once or twice a week under the old management. But now I think we've maybe had 1, maybe 2 since the new management. So pretty good. 888 for Huffaluffagus, 844 for Cobra. There's Cobra with a long bar into that long bar dependency, opens up that right side. The bar comes, he gets a Tetris, 879. Apart from Tetris, what other games did you grow up with, Vandy? What other games? I mean, I don't know. I was more of a play outside kid, but I did, once I got that NES, I mean, I did have games that I liked. Zelda. Mike Tyson Punch-Out was probably my favorite. I was the only kid that I knew that had beat Mike Tyson at all. I tried to teach my friends to do it, but I couldn't handle it. Cobra is into 19. This is going to be a really tough transition. Needs a bar over. That's going to be a top out for Cobra at 920. That transition into 29, I don't think, maybe I said 19, but into 29 was really rough. And he had that dependency there. I wonder if that 29 transition snuck up on him. But Huffaluffagus is going to take this one and move on to the top 8. So Cobra with a great overall match, but that last moment was pretty shocking. I think it kind of snuck up on him. So Huff is good and will be moving on. Huffaluffagus, you are going to the top 8. Wow. All right, Huff about to top out. There you are. You're topping out, right? No, he's not topping out. He's never going to top out. No, he's bringing it down. Of course he is. Title says top 32, by the way. Yeah, well, this is the top 32 and top 16. So the first matches in this stream were the top 32. So there you go. Huffaluffagus, a top 8 finisher. GG's to you, Huff. He's throwing his controller at the camera. A top 8 finisher. Wow, what a match. I mean, that was crazy. Either one of these players could have made it in. But, yeah, welcome to the top 8 Huffaluffagus. Let me go ahead and report. Oh, the thumbs of a champion right there. Let me go ahead and report this to the proper Tetris authorities. Wow, that is absolutely wild. Look at that. Here, Huff, show everyone how you use thumbs. Oh, wow. You can see things clearly by looking through a small hole like that. What was this? This is the Tawny bracket. So the Tawny bracket has been ejected from the tournament. We are now the Violet bracket. Wow. That was just sudden. That was so sudden. Okay. I'm just going to put this uncomfortable. I'm going to leave this uncomfortably on Huff for a while. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our top 32 situation. There you go. The top 32 situation is here. Let us refresh. Let's take a look. And yeah, I got to figure out how to get those colors in there. So you see match 60, Dangler is in. Match 59, Huffaluffagus is in. Our 3 and 7 seeds are in. Now, yeah, wow. Let's look at the top 16. We know who those people are. Some of them are gone. Let's look at our top 8. 2 of them are filled in. You wouldn't know it because I have to refresh it. There it is. Right? Good. So they're on the same side of the bracket. Huff and Dangler. Wow. Yeah, don't worry about it, regular sir. It's fine. Why wasn't match 53 filled in? If it was match 54, then why wasn't match 53 filled in? Match 53. What? They don't go like that. Match 53 hasn't happened yet. It doesn't go like you think it goes. It's asynchronous. It goes out of order. That's just a designator. We could have easily called it the banana match, but it's called 54. It's okay. It's all right. Okay, well, that is that. What a finish. That was totally crazy. It's super confusing, but it's all right. Well, take a look at the overall bracket and you'll see the logic of why it works. Why it makes sense. Just click on that Mega Masters bracket and you will see. You will see why. You'll pick up the pattern. Well, that was crazy. Like, I'm having to decompress a little bit here. Yes, Alex T. Sorry for the spoilers, guys. Yes, Alex. So what a day. Alex T. eliminated. Cole eliminated. Cobra eliminated. These are easily people who could be in the semifinals, but instead we've got Akatu making a deep run. We got Dangler making a deep run. Deck, who's in the top 16. Allenbot eliminated. Now tomorrow what we've got, I've told you, but we're going to look at it again just to be sure. Two streams tomorrow. One is a solo match. It's at 1 p.m. Central, 18 UTC. Tetris Time versus Sidnev. That's in the pink and purple. That's basically the purple bracket. That's the purple one down the bottom there. That will feed into a match against Deck. Okay. And then the orange and maroon bracket, Dog, Wallband, Hydrant, Miles. And that's the top left-hand corner right up there. No Sky bracket matches scheduled yet. No, not yet. I mean, maybe it's in the process. All right, folks. Fun stream. Chills and spills and thrills, as always, in Mega Masters. Thanks so much to the players. Thanks to those of you who have supported the stream. We will show that in a moment. All right. Thanks to new followers, Klempnerk, Ravioli, YouTube followers, Paul Wagner. I think it sounds like a Hall of Famer from the Pirates in the 1910s. Twitch subs, 201003, Laurie, Meme, Siler. Some of those were gifts. YouTube memberships, Laurie, thank you. I think I missed that. Twitch bits, Jay in the Window, Zaffet, Fancy Meme, Lex Diskia, S-Day, Raids from Dangler, and Wiley. Thank you very much for all those things. Appreciate that. I want to thank our patrons, of course, Sticker, Double Sticker Community, as well as Scott Gray J, K9 Tacky, Corporal, Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Cat Kit, Mick Monkey. And I want to thank those of you who contributed to this prize pool during this stream. And if I'm not mistaken, it is Silver Sauce with the 1401, Tecate with the $270.27, $270.27. Tecate, very kind. I really appreciate that. Jay in the Window, 183.50 on top of what you've already done. That is really amazing. So thank you so much. Jay in the Window says alert test. You know, you could have done it for like $1, Jay, if you wanted to test the alerts, but they do work now. So thank you, Jay. And sorry if those were not coming up before for people. It was my mistake. And I really need to think about how my actions affect people on the internet. And I'm deeply sorry, and I will do better. Berenstain Bear Tournament is back. Yeah, it's back. Berenstain Bear Tournament is happening. The ESWT BBWC 2022 will be happening on October 25th, 2025. Okay? That is when it is happening. That's right, Moodoos. It's happening. That's right. For real. I keep saying it's for real. It's always been for real. It's for real. It's happening. We're going to have a Tetris Deathmatch Bears edition. So I expect you guys to be ready, but you guys won't be ready because you're going to be too busy playing Nestras.org. But Moodoos participated. Huffaluffagus was in it. Kingsman was in it. I was in it. Pumpy, Foiled, Tetris Rue. Was Ella in it? I think Ella was in it. I think so. What's that? Oh, Primer. You don't know? You don't know what ESWT BBWC is? Will you make an ESWTBB.org so that players can play competitive Bears matches? Will you commit, Primer? Ella lost to you in the... Kingsman, you won round one of ESWT BBWC. You won and beat Ella? That's crazy. Anyway, Primer, will you commit right now to making an ESWTBB.org so that players around the world can play in competitive extreme sports with the Berenstain Bears matches against each other? Primer says no question. Well, that is the right answer. That is the right answer. Well, Primer, I will be in touch and we will take this sport to another level. Yeah, you can join. Of course you can join. It's Bears Worlds. Anyway. Okay, folks, that is enough for now. We will see you tomorrow. YouTube, we're going to get rid of you right now. I mean, not get rid of you, but we will, end the stream. We love you. Let me go open up the thing because I can't keep it open because YouTube is cursed. Take care, YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again for hanging out. Appreciate all of you. It's very nice. Ravioli and Intramorph and Mr. Burrow and Sir Nintendo and all the stars. Catvinity, thank you, all of you. Goodbye, see you tomorrow. Twitch will raid someone